Well, hello and welcome to a short presentation of the Skyway Invest Group, or SWIG, business opportunity. Hard times today, guys. Skyrocketing cost of living, job insecurity, tax creep. Everyone feels like everyone's charging a fee for something and expecting to get paid. So that's why so many people are on the lookout for the way out, the way to either supplement, replace or exceed their income so they can break free from the 9 to 5. Now more than ever, it's critical that you actually take control of your finances, both making what you do earn work for you better and learn how to generate multiple passive income streams to ultimately become a professional investor and live a life of freedom. Now, that being said, everyone's got an aspiration of a better future. Well, most people do. Staring up at the sky, dreaming of, it could be as simple as getting a car or a new car. Paying for the kids' education. Working from home is a massive one. Living in a different house or a different location, traveling the world and seeing different cultures, and or helping their kids as they grow up. Now, pose the question, can SWIG or Skyway Invest Group change your life? I'm here to let you know it absolutely can, and I'll give you examples on how it can and on the way through. Now, my name's Andrew Twelftree. I'm a manager within Skyway Invest Group. I'm a private investor both inside and outside of SWIG. I'm a full-time online marketer and networker and have been now for about 9 years. I used to be a civil engineer though. There's me in the hard hat and orange jacket. Used to play with big boys' toys in hot, dusty construction sites in Australia, where I was the man in the middle between the owners and senior management and the labour force on site. I had to be there 6:30 in the morning till 6:30 at night every day. 5 to 6 days a week, depending on the project. So pretty quickly just became a paycheck and resented the fact that I spent most of my time there instead of home where I should have been. Now, at these days, I actually live in the Philippines by choice. A few lifestyle shots there. We were recently over in Kuala Lumpur for a holiday in Malaysia. And then we wrapped that around a SWIG event. So that's us in front of the Petronas Towers. And obviously we got to meet Andre while we were over there. So I also love my cryptocurrency, and I'm a Skyway Technology co-owner. Now that's one of the 3 things we're going to talk to you about tonight is the Skyway Technology and how you can become a co-owner, the Academy of a Private Investor and education teaching you how to be financially literate, and SWIG. Now SWIG is us, and we have a launch going on at the moment of the Crypto Unit Club, which is on offer ongoing increasing passive income streams paid monthly. All right, now if that sounds awesome, stick around to the end where we'll give you a bit of a description on how that rolls. For now, disclaimer, SWIG are not registered brokers or advisors. Consider information offered as recommendation or personal advice. All business opportunities come with risk, so please be responsible for your own results. Figures offered are for illustrative purposes only. We do not offer financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. Seek confirmation from a licensed accountant or financial advisor for compliance in your country. Now, that being said, let me introduce you to a true genius. He's the winner of the Golden Chariot Award for the most eco-friendly transport system. In fact, he's won it 3 times. The winner of the Slovakia International Peace Prize is, of course, Dr. Anatoly Yanitsky. He's the Skyway system designer, an engineer with 40 years experience, has over 150 inventions, 100 patents worldwide. Coincidentally, the United Nations actually gave him a $1 million grant to prove the validity of the technology, and he did, and that's why we're there today. If you want to know more about Dr. Yanitsky, go to his blog. It's an awesome read. Now, let's have a quick look at some of the technologies. We've got the container automatic container moving solution. The cold storage is being developed in Dubai as we speak. We've got the freight pods, and more importantly, similarly, we've got the pods that carry ore. Now, the mining companies are itching for this because it can be run on solar power. We've got Skyway's little baby, the Uni Bike, which is the first model they built and certified. All right, the next one is the Unimobile, which is an electric car built for disabled people. The chair actually rolls in and becomes the driver's seat. We've got the Uniwind, the Unibus. This is the one I'm excited about. Like Adelaide, Australia is my hometown. We have trams there. You actually catch them from the medium strip. Now, the trams move off with traffic, stop at traffic lights, and basically slow everything down and get in the way. Now, imagine catching a Skyway instead from up on a platform. Once you get on it, it goes whoosh off to its next destination without being impeded in any way. But the bonus is underneath it, you actually gain back a lane of traffic, so everything else moves faster. Now, the next one is the luxury high-speed train. This goes up to about 500 kilometres an hour. There's the interior. It's definitely luxurious. As different models get developed, they will have obviously higher carrying capacity, which gives us the ability in the future to build what's called a linear city. They can buy a region of land 200, 300, 400 kilometres away from a major metropolitan centre and build a green living futuristic city that everyone will want to live at because it's only a 20 to 30 minute commute with a high-speed train. We've also got eco-friendly housing and a 1.5 tonne carrying capacity drone. Now, all of this technology, they only had a vision of a unibike, a unibus, but not what we ended up with, one of the stand-up models and a couple of freight pods to begin with. All of this additional technology is built as a bonus for us, the co-owners. Now, I pose the question, are you going to be a passenger or a co-owner in the future? Because we believe you're going to be one or the other. Let's have a quick look at some of the expos we were in just last year. Railway Tech in Indonesia, Future Cities in Dubai, Congress exhibit in Singapore, Russia, Invo Expo in Russia, and InnoTrans in Germany, where we actually revealed the high-speed train. All right, another example of Skyway under-promising and over-delivering. So you can actually become a co-owner of this technology, which will be built globally. Now, at this point, I'd like to introduce you to another true genius, our CEO, Andre Herato. He is a professional investor, a self-made multi-millionaire. He's the founder of the Skyway Invest Group, the creator of Academy of a Private Investor, which is an education course teaching you how to become a professional investor. And he's also a finance and investments business coach. Now, he has a huge responsibility to crowdfund for 2 testing facilities. These are to test and certify both cargo and passenger models so that we know they're safe to use. So no matter what country you're from, this will be the biggest global project we'll ever be part of. This is the first of the demonstration facilities, Eco Techno Park. They actually had an open day there August last year where a couple of thousand people went there to see, feel, smell, touch and ride on the technology. It's built on 36 hectares of land and it's been 100% crowdfunded from what we've been helping to do. So here's the rigid line, semi-rigid line, slack line, a couple of cargo solutions over the other side, and we've got some production facilities close by to build the trains, the rolling stock. The next one is Innovation Park. It's being built in Sharjah in the United Arab Emirates. The construction is being 100% built from crowdfunding. So it's being built on a 3-kilometre section of land opposite the police academy right there. This is a photograph of the opening ceremony. This is an interview done with one of the sheikhs about 2 months ago, and that same area today looks like that. So obviously that's our eco-friendly housing. It's the first timber building in the United Arab Emirates, apparently. The other one is the loop track. You can see here the anchor points there and a couple of loops in between. And the main rails. This is right in the middle of the, what do they call it? The Innovation Park. See the square frames and that rail there and then the loop ones? We'll actually zip back. That's this one here and this one here. All right. So you can see they're well and truly underway. So that's what's going on in the United Arab Emirates. It's pretty undeniable. The next project of note is Moscow. This will be our first commercial project. It'll have 250 kilometres of track connecting 5 airports surrounding the city. It will be a highly profitable owned and operated Skyway project, and it will also be a showcase to the world. The construction's also being crowdfunded. Right, and there's where the track's going to go. So let's look at the evolution of the Skyway technology through time. In 1978, Unitsky came up with the concept. In 2013, 2014, he decided to turn his dream into a reality. So he went out looking for joint venture partners, angel investors, and billionaires to raise the funds to develop the technology. Now, they were all willing to give in the money, but they also wanted 80 or 90% of the company for it. So that would mean Unitsky would lose control. He didn't want that, so he actually turned them down. Coincidentally, at the same time, one of Andre Hirato's students in the Academy of a Private Investor brought the Skyway technology to him as an investment opportunity. Andre put it through 7-point check that he does for all investments. He got top marks and everything, and he's then sought out Dr. Yanitsky to strike a deal, which in effect formed the Skyway Invest Group to help crowdfund for the development of the technology. Now, at that point, a 15-stage development plan was set out, which encompassed fundraising goals and technology advancements. Now, we have worked through that over the last 4.5 years. We've developed more models and been more economical with the money, which has allowed us to design and develop several other things. As you've just seen, we are constructing in the United Arab Emirates as we speak, and the Moscow project is literally just around the corner. We are currently in stage 13 out of 15 stages, so we have the ability to sneak in on discounts set out 4 years ago, right before mass technology adoption. We've got well over 300 memorandums of understanding signed with 17 countries around the world. We've already raised well over $100 million out of our $200 million goal, and our technology is fully transferable. In other words, it can be built concurrently all around the world. So let's have a look at where some of our initial projects will be. Tanzania, Belarus, Ireland, Ukraine, Russia, Turkey, Italy, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Philippines, India, and Australia. This gentleman here is Rod Hook. He lives in my hometown, Adelaide. We've actually had lunch together and talked everything Skyway. He was actually added to the Infrastructure Australia board a week or two ago, which is a bit of a clue about what might be happening in Australia very soon. So for a moment, let's talk about education information products, which is the core of what Skyway Invest Group do. Now, bear with me, there's a special gift on the next slide. So we're going to talk about Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant briefly. We're going to talk about the active income on the left and the passive income on the right. So the indoctrination system as it existing, all right? What are you taught at schools by teachers, your parents, movies, TV? Go to school, get good grades, go to university, get a degree, work hard, and you'll have an awesome life, all right? Who knows that system is flawed, all right? You start out, if you go to university, you start out your career with a crippling debt. I got 2 years of higher education tax, and it took me 10 years to pay off. Retirement, I mean, people aren't retiring for 40 or 50 years these days because they keep bumping up the price and people can't afford to retire. Income is limited to your performance. So there's only so many hours you can work in a day, so many things you can sell, build or repair or make, right? So holidays, self-employed people barely take a holiday, and I know I got forced to take cash payments because it was always imperative that I was on site. I would have rather the holiday, quite frankly. Now, most people live paycheck to paycheck. So one, they can't afford to retire. Two, won't have enough to enjoy it. And three, won't have any money to leave a legacy for their family. Now, our system fast tracks you to the wealth building side of the quadrant. It teaches you how to develop business interests, which has people working for you, leveraging their time, and investing, where you get money working for you. Now, what's on offer here is unlimited, uncapped passive income stream, which leads to financial freedom. Now, people's vision of financial freedom is a bit skewed. They have views of mansions, Lamborghinis, 50-foot yachts, and private jets, right? But really, it's not. If you can learn how to develop enough passive income streams to cover your expenses existing with some change, are you not financially free? Could you then work on business interests and investments to work on lifestyle after that? Absolutely. So any day is a holiday on true time freedom. How do you think I can get to live in the Philippines without being an engineer anymore? And we are creating a legacy with generational wealth. Now, for participating in our education programs, right? For example, the $100 pack. When you purchase that, you get a bonus free gift of 2,700 pre-IPO private equity shares in the Skyway technology. Now, this, what does all that mean? Pre means before, IPO means initial public offering on the London Stock Exchange, and private equity shares just means you own part of the Skyway technology. Now, these will float at some point in the future for $1. That is the commitment from Dr. Yanitsky. So at that point, it will be a portfolio value of $2,700. Now, for many reasons, we expect that the price jump up to $10, which would give you a portfolio of $27,000. Now, obviously, as more and more track rolls out, the price will continue. Now, coincidentally enough, the $100 pack here is the qualification pack for people who want to buy the smaller packages in the crypto unit program, which we're going to share with you a little bit later in the presentation. Coincidentally enough, the 620 pack is the one for the people who want to buy the large packages in the crypto unit program. Now, for this, you get a bonus of 21,000 equity shares of the Skyway technology. Now, obviously, when it floats at $1, it'll be worth 21 grand. And obviously, it will go up in price after that. Now, the next package of note is the $1,000 pack. For this, you get 37,000 pre-IPO equity shares. Can you see the number of equity shares you get as a gift per dollar spent increases? So it's a much better value. Again, we've got a few estimates in prices. But so how do we actually make money from equity shares? Every company's main goal is to grow, both in profits and assets. Now, as the company does this, the value of the stock and the shares increases. This leads to profits and dividends for co-owners and shareholders, which is us. So let's see how smart investors make money. If you had the education, hint, skill and dedication to actually find a company like Microsoft when it first floats on the internet, on the stock exchange. Microsoft actually floated at 10 cents per share. And we have and they are approximately $100 per share today. That's 10 cents to $100. That's 1,000 times your money in a real world example. All right. So that's one of the things we do is sell the education that teaches you how to spot deals like this. All right. Go and do the Master Profit course. Absolutely. Now, opportunities like Skyway are usually only reserved for the elite. Because of the way it unfolded, it became crowdfunded. It gave us, the mums and dads of the world, an opportunity to get in where only eagles fly. Now, as a co-owner of the Skyway technology, you'll actually benefit from annual dividends paid quarterly. This will happen sometime in the future when we float on the London Stock Exchange. Now, as a Skyway Invest Group partner, you'll also benefit from dividends, but what we call them is loyalty bonuses from our investment portfolio. So let's have a look at this. This is a photograph taken of the big screen in Malaysia at the event which I was at. This is Igor. He is the investment portfolio manager. He has a team of people working with him, researching different investment opportunities around the world. Now, back in 2014, Andre Harato had the vision and the foresight to know that at some point the Skyway technology would actually reach its 15th stage of development and no longer need any further crowdfunding. So what he actually did back then is pulled $26,000 of the company's profits, and instead of putting them in his own pocket, he actually started an investment portfolio for us. Now, they actually applied the strategies in investing that they teach and turned that $26,000 into a portfolio value of $10.759 million. Now, over 4 and a bit years, that was a capitalisation of 41,281%, which is an average of 25.8% per day, right? Not compounding for the mathematicians. Now, we have a very diversified portfolio. It will ultimately be diversified into 21 different investment instruments. But some of the investments we've got at the moment is we've got real estate in a couple of countries. We've got over 300 million equity shares in Skyway technology, cryptocurrency and several of the coins. We've got land holdings, Visa and MasterCard shares, Facebook, Twitter shares, Berkshire Hathaway, FedEx shares. We have investments in the energy industry and the banking sector. We have cash investments and reserves. And one really cool thing is we are 50% owners in a gold mine, all right, that's producing about 6 to 8 ounces of gold per tonne, which is extraordinary. Right, For a moment, let's look at our crypto unit club and describe what it is and what it isn't. Right? Many people would have heard the term ICO over the last couple of years, right? Which is an initial coin offering. This is an unregulated industry. Right? All you need is a coin on the blockchain, a white paper, and a story. Now, the story could be we're going to disrupt the banking industry by having unlimited international transactions for free instantly around the world. And people go, oh, wow, this is awesome. They're going to put a lot of money into it in the hope that one day, eventually, where it's an exchange, they can sell these tokens at an extreme profit on the spike up and make a heap of money and solve all their financial problems. Now, unfortunately, what has happened over the last couple of days, a lot of unscrupulous people have started ICOs and run away with the money, leaving people worse off than what they began. Now, here's the point. We are not an ICO. We will be, or we are in the pre-launch of a security token offering. Security being the operative word. That indicates that there is an asset backing our crypto unit token. Now, the asset backing ours is the global investment portfolio that we've just described. All right, now if the asset that's backing the token is growing at an astronomical rate, what do you think the token will do? Absolutely. Now, because of that, they can afford to put aside 5 to 25% of the growth of the global investment portfolio and pay it back to the token holders as what's called a loyalty bonus paid every month. Now, when we first launched, these bonuses were going to start in August. All right. Now, those who participated in stage 1 and 2 actually got paid about a week and a half ago the first loyalty bonuses 3 months early. Now, I'm telling you, it was a serious chunk of change as well. So that will continue every month, my understanding, to be going to being paid every month. Now, here's the thing. If the portfolio is always growing in value, the 5 to 25% sliver of it is also growing in value. So does that not mean that the loyalty bonuses would get greater in value as time goes by? Absolutely. Now, there will be a 3-phase rollout. We are in phase 1 at the moment, which is an internal launch. We get to get our hands on this before the public do. We get first bite of the cherry. There will be 8 stages. We are currently in the 3rd stage of 8. So we are still very early adopters. In phase 2, that will be our global merchandising phase. This is where our crypto unit machines will hit the market, and financial advisors will be able to sell our product to their databases, and the cryptocurrency exchanges will get their hands on it also. Now, the 3rd phase is when we go onto the stock market, fully SEC verified and licensed. Quarterly financial audits and documentations visible to the public. This will happen in October. Now, when this first launched, we were under the understanding that the October date was going to be the beginning of the verification process. We've since found out it's actually going to be the end. We've already been going through the verification process, and it will end in October. We will be fully verified SEC licensed. Now, if by chance it hasn't been, we've got a plan B. We'll get to piggyback off our auditors' license. So they have their plans and a backup plan, all right? So on that, let's talk about money for a moment. Who knows, there's a financial crisis on the horizon, all right? Banks and governments have been propping up the stock market and real estate for years, and there's bubbles about to burst. If you are not ready for it, you will get wiped out. Okay, now, back in 1971, Richard Nixon actually removed the US dollar temporarily from the gold standard. This allowed banks and governments to conjure money up out of thin air, all right? The banks have the gall to actually lend you money that they just create and charge you interest, fees and charges for it. How is that fair? Governments, quantitative easings 1, 2 and 3. Have created trillions of dollars and paid it to the banks who bought shares on the stock market. creating a bubble, all right? So it's all going to come popping in the end. So back before that, in the 50s and 60s, you could actually take your money into a bank and exchange it for its value in gold. Gold is a brilliant store of value. It's retained its buying power through the ages. So in the Roman days, you could buy a chariot. Today, you can buy a car. Now, is there any way that you could turn these 4 shiny bars of gold, if they were sitting on your kitchen table, into 20 bars of gold? You can't, because it's a finite amount of a precious metal, right? So, you know, the only way you could do it would be to dig it up out your back garden, buy it, or hijack the golden goose. Now, the golden goose on the other side of the fence, our global investment portfolio, we literally can produce 20 bars of gold because we own a gold mine. Do you get that? Now, being a token holder, we are actually part owners in this gold mine and all the other investments within the portfolio. So on that, let's move forward. Let's look at some of the investment opportunities that's going to come out in the future. Now, in the global merchandising phase, we will release a whole heap of crypto unit branded ATMs. These will have the functionality. You can put cash into them and buy cryptocurrency and pull cash, put cryptocurrency in them, pull cash out. These will get utilised a lot. Andre gave us the example in Malaysia. These things are expected to turn over anywhere between $40,000 and $80,000 per day, but he gave us an example of $10,000 per day. 5% profit margin would yield $500 profit per day, all right, or $15,000 per month, which effectively pays the machine off in 1 month, and thereon after, you'll be getting a $15,000 ongoing income per machine. What if we had 100 of them? That's $1.5 million a month. What if we had 1,000 across the states? All right, $15 million a month. What if we had 10,000 worldwide? $150 million per month. What if they started turning over 40,000 instead of 10? All right, 600 million. People wonder where the ongoing cash flow is going to come from to pay the loyalty bonuses. Seriously. Now, here's the thing. These ATMs, we're going to be rolled out in December in the global merchandising phase. This is an image from a photograph, from a video of one rolling into the delivery truck a week ago. Last night, we actually got a video with Andre Harato, our CEO, using it in a hotel lobby or somewhere in Estonia. It's already been installed. How cool is that? And we are part owners of them too. Now, because we're cashed up, we can buy regions of land, all right, and we can build what's called a linear city. This is called the new economic evolution of the world, all right? This is where we are part owners in everything we do. Now, if we bought this region of land, it could be 200, 300, 400 kilometres away from a major employment city, all right? We can build a green living city where we're part owners in the land, the gardens, the walkways, the cycle tracks, the lakes, the housing, the towers, the schools, hospitals, dentists, shopping centres, florists, bakeries, all the interconnecting unibuses and the high-speed trains. We're part owners of all of it and we profit from everything we do. These can be done all around the world. And they will never, you know, there's always going to be space for these green living cities and people will desire to live there, which will skyrocket the real estate value. And we are part owners in that as well. So there will be a number of future projects, all right? There will be Skyway projects. There will be real estate deals. There will be different mines come through, I expect, all right? You know, there's already talk of a copper mine. Hotels, real estate deals, you name it. Now, every time a different project comes through our back office, if you have decided to build a team and done so, every time someone purchases a package, all right, to be involved in one of the future projects, you will get another payday. Do you get that? Moving forward, we can actually share this great opportunity and make instant commissions paid real time into our back office. With those commissions, we can either acquire more equity shares in the Skyway technology, and we can also accumulate more security tokens or crypto unit tokens, which are spitting ongoing income now. All right, we've already been paid one 10 days ago. Now, multiple passive income streams on offer. In the future, dividends from the Skyway technology, loyalty bonuses now or in 30 days' time from the crypto unit program, and wealth creation. All I can say is, oh my God, I've never seen anything that will allow you to gain as much wealth as you can with this in such a short period of time. On that, it's very easy to get started. All right, you simply grab the link from the person who's invited you, fill in the forms, and do your verification or your KYC. There are lots of groups. We've got news groups for people who just want to invest or accumulate the tokens and sit and wait. There is training and support for those who want to accidentally build a team just by sharing it with a couple of people here and there, or the ones who want to build it as a business on purpose. We've got the training for everyone because we want you all to become a professional investor. Now on that, if you ever have the opportunity to go and do a master profit in a city near you, absolutely do it. It will set you up to become a professional investor. You will learn the skills you need to know. All right, that and the Genius of Finance game, if they're running one of those, go and visit one of them as well. Because what those two education platforms will do is actually teach you how to create multiple passive income streams so that we can all reach our financial freedom and then in turn help others do the same. Start doing what we love and follow our passion. So what we're also doing is leaving a legacy for your family, because we all die twice, don't we? First when we leave this mortal coil, and the second when people stop speaking your name. So here's your chance to live on through the ages in your family's history. Now on that, what we'll actually do is finish up the meeting and open it up for questions and answers. And I'll actually